I got filler in my ears. I'm going to share my experience with before and after photos. See what you think.
Gravity and sunshine eventually have their way with us. And for those of us that love earrings, that can mean earlobes that lengthen, wrinkle, or feel a bit stretched. I recently had a touch of filler placed in each earlobe, about a half a cc in each lobe, to help restore my support. My dermatologist first applied lidocaine for numbing. Then that she used a small insulin needle to inject the filler. That pain, it was really minimal, it really was, and that's saying something coming from somebody who's a bit of a baby with facial treatments. In the name of curiosity and jewelry science, I tested 5 different pairs of earrings to see how the filler changed their fit. Each pair varies in weight and the way it attaches to the ear, which makes a surprising difference in how supported or droopy they appear. Now, this is a humbling one. Here are my bare lobes. They look like a horse chewed them. They're up close and personal before and after the filler. I often ask my clients for these kind of photos when designing earrings for them because I want them to fit perfectly, and now I really understand what it feels like to send those photos in. Even though the same amount of filler was used on each side, my ears absorbed it differently. My left piercing shifted closer to the lobe's edge and the right closer to my face. At first it bothered me, but 2 months later, I'm quite happy with the results. Besides, I wasn't symmetrical to begin with. First up, these 36.60 carat Ametrine origami earrings. They're heavy and full of presence, set in 14 karat rose gold. Now, before the filler, they visibly pulled on my lobe. The verdict? Improved. I would say much improved. The filler gave my lobe more support and volume. Now, it's subtle, but it's very noticeable to me. Now, these peridot earrings, they are 10 carats of peridot, and they're set in 20 karat yellow gold. So, that's heavier too. That's why I chose them. I wanted some challenges here. The verdict for these, of course, also improved. Now they sit better on my ear with less visible pull. Ear wires are notoriously unsupportive. This pair of lapis berry beads, it's on a swan neck wire. They're very pretty, but they pull on the earlobe because there's just one wire and one way to go down. Now, I think they've been significantly improved. No more tugging or tilt, and the lobe holds them really quite beautifully now. These 11.5 millimeter Tahitian studs are gorgeous. And like a round lollipop on a stick, that post becomes a pivot point and tends to tip forward. I'm wearing them with my custom parabolic backs that I designed to counterbalance the weight. And the verdict? Improved. The filler helps the studs sit more upright and supported. Lastly, I used this blue zircon floral pair from which I hung their 12 millimeters white South Sea pearl drops. This is 14 carats and 13 carats of zircon. So again, not small, and I wanted to see if the motion on the bottom with the pearl swinging did some sort of disruption to the earring. Now, what do you think? You'll notice that the piercing, it now sits higher and a bit off center, but I'm really happy with the extra support. My verdict, much improved, especially for a dynamic earring like this one. Now, here I am wearing the floral zircon earrings face front. It's hard to see both sides perfectly, but I want to point something out. You see that line across my face? That one that tilts? One earring sits slightly lower than the other, but remember, our faces aren't symmetrical. My ear hole shifted from the filler, and my ears might not be twins to begin with, and that's just fine.
Add this because I think it's good information. It's not about filler, but it is about your earrings. I had a rip in one of my ear holes, and about 25 years ago, I had it stitched up. 2 of the women who worked for me in the office, they went with me. We got a group deal. We went into a male plastic surgeon, had it stitched shut, and then re-pierced, I don't know, about 6 to 8 weeks later. It works really well, but one thing you need to think about is I got scar tissue where he stitched it up. And then re-piercing wasn't exactly in the same spot, which was a really good spot. It had to go off center a little bit because of that scar tissue. So I guess this is just another reminder that, you can't be perfect, can you? Despite our best intentions. So some things we need to let go of.
If this helps you think differently about your own earrings fit, or maybe just gave you something new to consider, then I'm glad I shared. I'd love to hear any of your comments or experiences. Be sure to let us know in the comments or send me a DM.